Coming up on Torrance Today, COVID-19 deaths and hospitalizations surpass last year's numbers. And we check in with a local doctor to see how we can help prevent the spread. The City Council met last night to conduct business, from honoring some of our most dedicated city workers as they retire, to getting a new boost in the city's efforts to help those experiencing homelessness, to remembering a former colleague who recently passed away. And as we count down to Christmas parties and gift exchanges under the tree, we share some timely reminders to keep our pets safe. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Bella Shaw. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, December 21st. I hope you're having a great holiday season so far. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. There are more COVID-19 deaths and hospitalizations compared to this time last year in LA County, and public health officials ask residents to help stop the spread, especially as Christmas approaches. City Cable checked in with the Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center to get an update on how the situation looks over there and what we can do to stay safe.
Right now, the last count we have is about 29 COVID patients in the hospital, 4 or 5 in the ICU, none of them on ventilators, only 1 or 2 flu cases in the hospital, and then I think 1 RSV pediatric admission. So not a big strain on the hospital itself, but in the emergency department, we are seeing quite a large number of patients coming in with flu-like symptoms. And so we do see a lot in the ER, but they're not, ill enough or sick enough to be hospitalized. The thing is, there's been some changes in the COVID virus itself. For a long time, antibodies were used, monoclonal antibodies were used to treat. They found the recent strains, it's not effective at all, so that's no longer recommended treatment. There is treatment for COVID medicine called Paxlovid. It's an oral medication, needs to be started about within 5 days of onset of symptoms. So people at high risk should probably be taking that medication. And the flu again is predominant virus right now, and there's a treatment with Tamiflu. That needs to be started within 48 hours of onset of symptoms. But ERs are pretty overrun with patients, and if you are just having mild flu-like symptoms, if you want to be tested, it's best to go to urgent care. I think especially if people are traveling for the holidays, I think it's a good idea to mask up. If you're going to be on public transportation, on airplanes, the last thing you want to do is pick up a virus or flu and bring it to your family and spread it around. So anyone's traveling, I would definitely recommend masking up. Basic things, wash your hands, and especially if you're getting together with family, you may want to consider doing a rapid COVID test before, so you don't then spread that to your family members who may be older and have more at risk for being ill from it.
LA County remains in the high community transmission level based on the designation set by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Our region witnessed a doubling in the reported 7-day average of deaths per day from 2 weeks ago. So far, more than 3.6 million Angelenos tested positive for COVID-19, and more than 34,400 people lost their lives since the pandemic began. A reminder to stay on top of your vaccinations and boosters by visiting myturn.ca.gov. See your child's doctor if they're between 6 months and 5 years old, because they're now eligible for the updated boosters as well. And grab those free COVID-19 tests from the government at covidtest.gov. Little Company of Mary was also the focus of an agenda item last night at our City Council meeting. Council members accepted and appropriated a grant award of $850,000 from the Medical Center to support the city's temporary housing program operations.
I've been doing this role for Little Company Mary for almost 25 years, and we have seen a lot of changes in that time. And particularly in the area of people who do not have housing. And I really want to applaud the city's efforts to develop an interim housing site. I've seen a lot of them around different areas of Los Angeles, and this one I think is like superbly set up. And you've got a really great partner in Harbor Interface Services that we have worked with for a very long time. We support the idea of interim housing and the project you're running, but also the goal of permanent supportive housing as well. We want to make sure we're partnering with you related to those kinds of projects. So thank you very much.
In June 2021, the City Council approved a temporary housing program for people experiencing homelessness in Torrance for a pilot period of 12 months. The program, called 3290 Temporary Housing Village at Civic Center Drive, opened to residents starting July 5th of this year and provides people experiencing homelessness with housing stability in the form of a tiny home, a 64-square-foot living unit. The village has 40 individual living units, as well as shared restrooms and showers. People at the village are also provided with 3 meals a day. The goal of the program is to provide people with a secure space for a temporary period of time while they move towards permanent housing. Permanent housing can include options such as being reunited with family members or attaining subsidized housing. Last night, representatives from the city and its partner, Harbor Interfaith Services, provided comprehensive updates on the progress of the program. You can watch their full report on replays of the City Council meeting on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, right here on Torrance Cable. Last night's council meeting also included a special moment for each of the 8 city workers who are retiring after a combined 188 years of service. Community Services Department's Tommy Knapp, Transit Department's Ronald Warbman, and Jacqueline Mace, along with 5 police personnel, Captain Mark Athan, Sergeant Michael Woodward, Officers Klaus Schultz and Todd Crank, and Tuan Pham, each served our city for 20 years or more, with Captain Athan retiring after 32 years of service. We thank them so much for their dedication to our community over the decades. And as positions get vacated, the city is looking for new individuals to join Team Torrance. City Cable created a series of videos showing you what it's like to work for the city's various departments. And you can watch those videos now on the city's Facebook and YouTube platforms. And search for open positions today at jobs.torranceca.gov. And council adjourned last night in memory of Jessie Rodriguez, a former Torrance City prosecutor who passed away on November 27th at the age of 74.
Jessie was born in Havana, Cuba on October 12, 1948. His family left shortly after the Cuban Revolution began, arriving in California in 1964. Jessie passed the bar in 1980 and began his dedicated career in the judicial system as a Los Angeles County Assistant District Attorney. Jessie ultimately named Torrance City Prosecutor 1991. The Honorable Jesus I. Rodriguez managed his life as a man, as an attorney, and as a judge. He was named Judge of the Year by the Southeast Bar Association. Jessie is survived by his beloved wife of 44 years, Myrna, and his sons Christopher and Ryan. Jessie will be fondly remembered and missed by many.
Rodriguez served Torrance as a city prosecutor until 1995, when he became a commissioner of the court in Downey. A couple of years later, he became an LA County Superior Court judge, serving in Downey and then in Long Beach. A celebration of his life took place earlier this month at Green Hills Memorial Park. Condolences to his family during this difficult time. If you live in District 3, Councilmember Assam Sheikh would love to meet you tomorrow. He's holding a community meeting at the Katie Geisart Civic Center Library at 5:30 p.m. It's located at 3301 Torrance Boulevard, and residents are encouraged to say hello, ask questions, and share any concerns or suggestions. District 3 represents more than 23,000 people and includes the Civic Center, 6 parks, including the Madrona Marsh Preserve and the Del Amo Fashion Center. Throughout the month of December, we're spotlighting local businesses that are decked out for the holidays. Today, take a look at Nanya Market in North Torrance. City Cable's Christine Lee looks forward to seeing this giant snowman every year, who helps to warm up the outdoor patio space for shoppers and diners. Poinsettias and jolly window paint, and also greet those driving or just walking by. The Japanese supermarket chain is headquartered in Torrance and focuses on providing fresh produce, seafood, and lots of unique Japanese flavors. The company began in 1986 promoting organic ingredients long before they became trendy in America. Nijia has 2 store locations in Torrance, this one at 2121 West 182nd Street and another in South Torrance, and 2533B Pacific Coast Highway. As Christmas approaches, so do the parties and gift exchanges. As we prepare to gather with our loved ones, dog experts remind pet owners to keep their furry friends safe. Here are some simple ways to do so. When decorating your home, cover electrical cords. Take care of candles. Maybe use LED ones. And keep decorations out of reach. Keep holiday plants such as holly, mistletoes, and poinsettias away because they can be poisonous to dogs. Securely anchor Christmas trees and maybe set them up in a corner if possible. Hang ornaments out of reach. And if your dog likes to mark on nature, maybe just keep them out of that room altogether. If you're used to having presents under the tree, think again. Some dogs are just too tempted and can break into the gifts before Christmas, especially if they smell something enticing. So bring out the wrap treats on Christmas Day. A no-burn alert was issued for today. The South Coast Air Quality Management District issued the residential alert, reminding residents that they cannot burn wood in their fireplaces or any indoor or outdoor wood-burning device. The no-burn rule prohibits burning wood as well as manufactured fire logs, such as those made from wax or paper. South Coast AQMD asks Southern Californians to do their part to help keep the air clean. No burn days are mandatory in order to protect public health when fine particulate air pollution in the region is forecast to be high. Smoke from wood burning can cause health problems, and particles in the wood smoke can get deep into the lungs and cause respiratory issues, including asthma attacks. Residents can learn more and sign up to get alerts on future no-burn days at airalerts.org. Still ahead on this Wellness Wednesday, let's get some more advice on staying healthy through the holidays when we come back in 60 seconds.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hi, my name is Sheila Poisson. I'm the City of Torrance Finance Director, and I'd like to wish you all a happy and healthy holiday season. Happy holidays!
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to leave you with a positive story that fits the theme for the day. On this Wellness Wednesday, we're continuing to share tips from a local dietitian and nutritionist who is helping us to stay healthy while confronted by tempting holiday meals. Today's tips are all about pausing and thinking about what's around us.
Slow down and really spend time with that favorite treat that you enjoy rather than rushing through it because you haven't given it the joy it deserves. As part of how busy we are, we need to make sure we take the time to slow down and appreciate all that we are thankful for, all that's around us. So spend time with conversations, communicating with your loved ones.
Chef has one more tip to share tomorrow, so stay tuned for that last piece of advice. And to learn more about her services, go to vandanachef.com. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torranceToday@torranceca.gov. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great rest of the day.
From the Community Development Department, happy holidays!
From Torrance City Treasurer Tim Goodrich
and Deputy Treasurer Jasmine Allen, we wish you happy holidays.